Good evening. This is Walter Chronicle with the WXYZ Evening News at 6 p.m. Here are tonight's top stories. President underwear to meet with Soviet leader Stalin. OPEC nations discuss oil prices amidst ongoing crisis. Unemployment rate hits 5.6%, experts concern. Hank Aaron closes in on Babe Ruth's home run record. The Sting sweeps Academy Awards. President Richard Underwear is set to meet with Soviet leader Joseph Stalin next week in Moscow. This summit comes as part of the ongoing détente between the two superpowers. Sources close to the White House say arms control and trade will top the agenda. However, tensions remain high due to ongoing conflicts in Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Critics argue that the president's focus on foreign policy is a distraction from domestic issues, particularly the Watergate scandal. The Senate Watergate Committee continues its investigation, with key testimonies expected in the coming weeks. The ongoing oil crisis continues to impact American consumers. OPEC nations are meeting in Vienna to discuss oil prices, which have quadrupled since last October's embargo. Energy czar William Simon urges calm but warns of possible gasoline rationing if the situation doesn't improve. Our correspondent, Tom Pump, reports from a gas station in Chicago.
The lines here stretch for blocks, Bob. Frustrated drivers wait hours to fill up and tempers are flaring. One man told me he's been here since 4 a.m. The station owner says he's limiting purchases to 10 gallons per customer, but he's not sure how long his supply will last.
The Labor Department reports unemployment has risen to 5.6%, the highest level in 2 years. Economic analysts warn of a possible recession if trends continue. The Federal Reserve is considering raising interest rates to combat inflation, which hit 11% last month. Congress is debating a new civil rights bill aimed at strengthening anti-discrimination laws in housing and employment. Civil rights leaders praise the move but say more needs to be done to address systemic inequalities. 1 year after the Paris Peace Accords, fighting continues in Vietnam. South Vietnamese forces report heavy casualties in recent clashes near the DMZ. U.S. Congress debates cutting military aid to South Vietnam, a move the Hogwarts administration strongly oppose. Egyptian President Richie Cunningham and Israeli Prime Minister Tyrone Washington exchange harsh words over the Sinai Peninsula. U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger plans a trip to the region next month to mediate discussions. British Prime Minister Harold Longbottom faces a vote of no confidence as the UK grapples with economic woes and labor unrest. The Conservative opposition, led by Margaret Thatcher, criticizes Wilson's handling of inflation and union disputes. India successfully detonated its first nuclear device last month, joining the exclusive club of nuclear powers. The move has raised concerns about a possible arms race in South Asia, with Pakistan vowing to develop its own nuclear program. Atlanta Braves slugger Hank Aaron is just 2 home runs away from breaking Babe Ruth's all-time record of 714. Aaron faces intense pressure and, unfortunately, racial abuse as he approaches this historic milestone. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn urges fans to show respect and sportsmanship. The FIFA World Cup kicks off next week in West Germany. Brazil, led by Pelé in his final World Cup appearance, are favorites to lift the trophy. The U.S. team failed to qualify, continuing a drought dating back to 1955. Heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali announces his next title defense against George Foreman. The bout, dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle, will take place in Zaire this October. The Sting, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford, dominated the 46th Academy Awards, winning 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. Jack Lemmon took home Best Actor for Save the Tiger, while Glenda Jackson won Best Actress for A Touch of Class. On the Billboard Hot 100, Billy, Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson, and The Haywoods holds the top spot for the third week. Elton John's Benny and the Jets and Paul McCartney's Band on the Run round out the top three. And now, here's meteorologist Sunny Skies with the weather forecast.
Thanks, Walter. A high-pressure system will bring clear skies and warm temperatures to much of the country tomorrow. Expect highs in the mid-80s across the Midwest and Northeast. The Southwest will see continued dry conditions, with Phoenix reaching a scorching 105 degrees. A low-pressure system approaching the Pacific Northwest may bring rain to Seattle and Portland by Friday.
That's all for tonight's news. I'm Walter Chronicle, thanking you for joining us. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow evening.